Beer here back in the fantasy bar for a special Christmas and holiday edition of the Six Pack. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. 6 plays for you on Fanduel, Draftkings, and Yahoo, including a couple off the radar plays on one of the better teams on the slate. Some cheap value plays for you to look at. My favorite quarterback wide receiver pairing. And of course, my favorite play for Christmas Day. Who is it? Belly up to the fantasy bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Special Christmas edition here. Beers Daily Fantasy Six Pack. Hope the holidays are going well for you and yours. Thank you, as always, for spending some time here in the fantasy bar around the holidays. Before we get into the Christmas Six Pack, got to get a couple things done. First of all, hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Get notified when these videos are coming out. And make sure you head over to scoresandodds.com/beer for all of your sports betting needs. We got 2 NFL games, 5 NBA games on the docket here for Christmas Day. Get all the information that you need, trends, analytics, compare odds across all the different sports books, and premium picks from some of your favorite RotoGrinders personalities, myself included. Check it all out today. Scoresandodds.com/beer. What a holiday gift to get for somebody. If you're not sure, not too late, click that link below the description in the video. All right, let's get into it. Just 2 games on the slate, but looks like a fun one here. Let's start at the running back position with A.J. Dillon of the Packers. Now, Green Bay running backs, obviously in a very good spot here. Big home favorites against this Cleveland Browns team. I think Aaron Jones, likely the guy that people will look to here with the split starting to trend more in his direction. But Dillon, the guy I want to go to here for that reason. If everyone's going to trend towards Aaron Jones, why not grab A.J. Dillon here? 4 touchdowns over the last 5 weeks. They know they love to utilize him around the goal line. We already spoke about the ownership discrepancy here. And yes, I get it. The splits, the touches, everything's going to be in favor of Jones. But if Green Bay gets out to a lead in this game, I think it will be Dillon that is salting this thing away. They are 7.5, 8-point favorites at some places. And the Browns have already allowed 13 touchdowns to opposing running backs this season. Dillon risky, no doubt. Jones a little bit safer. We are not here to be safe. We are here to win some tournaments. We can do that with a guy like A.J. Dillon. All right, let's go to the other side. Seek for some upside in this one. On the Cleveland side, we're going to go with wide receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones. Now, I get it. Jarvis Landry back. He's the safe play. He's the number 1 receiver there. But Jarvis Landry, very limited ceiling here, where we know Donovan Peoples-Jones has that big play ability. I think people are going to forget about him here now that he's not the number 1 receiver in this lineup. So these are the exact kind of plays I'm always looking for on slates like this. The guys that can make a difference in one play, and we've seen that out of Donovan Peoples-Jones. We've seen him have ability to create even more plays. Had that drop last week, about a 40, 50-yarder down the sideline. The point is they look for this guy down the field. He's a big play waiting to happen. If they're playing from behind, they're likely throwing more than they usually would in this spot here. And Green Bay, over the course of the season, been pretty good against wide receivers. Not so much here over the last month. 6 most fantasy points allowed. Get DPJ and those big plays in those lineups here on Christmas Day. All right, let's go back to the other side here. Last play in this game, I promise, but a guy should be totally off the radar. We're going to roll with tight end Josiah DeGuara of the Packers. So again, I think this is a good spot to save some money. There's no premium tight ends on this slate. Sure, you got guys like Zach Ertz, even Austin Hooper, David Njoku on the other side of this game. DeGuara, likely a guy not many people have even heard of, but Aaron Rodgers has certainly heard of him. 7 straight games with multiple passes. Mercedes Lewis certainly involved, but more of a blocker here. When you look at the routes run here, it's DeGuara who's really dominating there. Ran 21 routes to Mercedes Lewis 7 last week. So they are splitting the snaps, but DeGuara, the guy going out on these pass routes. Cleveland, 11th most fantasy points allowed to this position and 2nd most fantasy points allowed over the last month. Let's punt this spot here. Josiah DeGuara, cheap, gonna open up some things across all the different sites, especially at minimum price here on Yahoo. All right, let's get out of this game. Let's go to the other game here with wide receiver A.J. Green of the Cardinals. I'm going to go right back to the well here in A.J. Green. We had him last week. It was Christian KIRK that got it done. KIRK was the chalk. I think you're certainly going to see that once again here. So why not pivot here on this short slate to A.J. Green? Again, fits the bill more of that prototypical wide receiver 1, big body, guy that is getting targets here as well. 18 targets for him over the last 2 games. The matchup, not great, but not bad either. Indy, middle of the pack against wide receivers. This one could have some scoring. And A.J. Green likely going to be the lower owned of these Cardinals receivers. Let's pounce on that here in this spot. against the Indianapolis Colts. All right, we like AJ Green. Let's pair him with his quarterback, Kyler Murray. So we found some ownership spots where we could take advantage of. You know, A.J. Dillon, DeGuara, guys that are going to be a little bit lower owned. Even A.J. Green here in a stack with Kyler Murray. Most people are going to go with Christian Kirk in that stack. And I don't hate Christian Kirk. It's an ownership play here. But Murray, to me, gives you the highest ceiling on this slate. Higher than Aaron Rodgers, higher than the other quarterbacks, obviously. Even regardless of what we saw last week, and a lot of people paying attention to that game in Detroit, I think it's going to make people feel uneasy, uncertain here about Kyler Murray. Is he hurt? Is he not playing 100%? Is he good without Nuke Hopkins? So it's going to make Rodgers more of the safe play here, but Murray certainly has more of an upside with his rushing abilities. Arizona, got to get this thing on track, and there's a lot of different ways that you can stack this Cardinals team. Again, we've mentioned A.J. Green. We've mentioned Christian Kirk. If Rondale Moore is in there, you got Zach Ertz. You could put Chase Edmonds in this stack. Heck, you could even go down the depth chart a little bit and get crazy with a guy like Antoine Wesley. The point is lots of different ways. If you're building multiple lineups here, you can get very creative with the Arizona Cardinals. And even if you're building just one, hard to argue with Kyler Murray's ceiling here in this spot against the Indianapolis Colts. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play here for Christmas Day. Before we do that, we want to continue our Beast of the Week contest, special contest here. It's Christmas. We got to have a little giveaway here. Whoever gets the closest guess to my favorite play on FanDuel, fantasy points. So get in the comment section, fantasy points on FanDuel. Closest guess is going to win themselves a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. What a better way to head into the new year armed with the premium information in all of the different sports. So let's get to it. Let's wrap this holiday edition up. My favorite play for Christmas. You know him as the Beast of Christmas. All right, Beast time. I owe you one more running back. I'm pretty sure you know where we're going here. This is a spot we definitely want to eat some chalk, and we're going to do that with running back Jonathan Taylor of the Colts, the Beast of Christmas. Now, this guy's been a literal beast, no doubt. First guy I am plugging in my lineups without a doubt. I know Devontae Adams, another high-end spend on this slate. You could probably get both of them in some lineups for sure. But Taylor playing at such a high level, he's entered the MVP conversation, which is not easy to do at running back. And it's on the strength of some of these ridiculous numbers he is putting up, especially the touchdowns. We're talking 19 touchdowns on the season, no doubt. But let's not forget, this guy was skunked the first 2 weeks of the season. So we're talking 19 touchdowns over the last 12 weeks. Arizona been decent against running backs, but they just get run over by Craig Reynolds and the Detroit Lions. What is this Indianapolis Colts front going to do with Jonathan Taylor? We know they want to run the ball. This guy's going to get 20, 25, potentially upwards of 30 touches in this game. Way too cheap on DraftKings. Pay that price on FanDuel and Yahoo. Jonathan Taylor, simply the best play on this slate and the Beast of Christmas. All right, that'll wrap us up for our special Christmas and holiday edition here of the Six Pack. Appreciate you guys for checking it out. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, hit me up in that comment section. Don't forget, fantasy points for Jonathan Taylor on FanDuel for your shot at some free RotoGrinders Premium. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut. Best of luck here in the games, guys. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to each and every one of you out there. Everybody at the team over at RotoGrinders and Scores and Odds. And a special shout out to my boys Devin and Steven producing these videos each and every day, each and every week. Couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you both and a Happy New Year. Guys, enjoy the holidays. Thank you again for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist.